I don't normally film in public like this, but do what you gotta do for the vlog, right? Sorry for the background noise, but I just finished from my appointment and I came outside because I needed some fresh air. I feel like once it's a little bit cold outside, people start blasting the heater and it just gets so hot and stuffy. So I came outside because I have to wait for Najee because originally he dropped me off and he went to go do his inspection, but the person that he was supposed to meet arrived like 20 minutes late almost. So now I'm just waiting. But I have my book with me. This is really not the best lighting or the best setup whatsoever, but Najee came to pick me up and we're currently gonna go on the rest of his inspections with him. And in the meantime, I've still been reading this book and it gives me the same vibe as the 100 Years War on Palestine. It just gives like a compilation of like history, how Britain was involved, how Zionism was like made, why they decided to you know, occupy Palestine. It's very just informative in a historical way, you know what I mean? So today is Saturday. I didn't post a video yesterday, so I thought I would just kind of continue Friday's beginning of the vlog with today. I just combined both of them. But I was feeling really sick yesterday, and then by the time I finished what I needed to finish, it was like 9:30 p.m. and I hadn't fully finished the vlog or talked about what I wanted to talk about. And at that point it was like I was probably gonna post the video at like 1 in the morning anyways, so I just decided to take last night to get a head start on my order. Not get a head start on my orders, but just like really push through as many orders as I possibly could. So I stayed up till 3 in the morning fulfilling as many orders as I could, and then I dropped them off at the post office today before they closed. So that's that. I didn't want to feel like yesterday's vlog was rushed and I was just putting in minimal effort. You know, this is very important to me, so I try to put in, you know, a proper amount of effort so that way, you know, people enjoy my content, people learn something, and yeah, I just that. So I didn't want to feel like I was like you know, scrambling to just throw something together just so I can post the video. So while I was working last night, I got through more of this book and it was just wow. Just the parallels between, you know, what happened back then and what they were doing back then compared to what's happening now. So first I want to talk about a couple things, a couple different factors, okay? And a couple things that I just feel like are not logical. All right, number one, let me read this to you. It says, with the ink from Balfour's pen barely dry, what had been little more than a spiritual home was in truth a Zionist state, river to sea, as a commencement. Meanwhile, the Zionist organization made proposals to remove non-Jews from the region, and the word Jewish Commonwealth replaced the declaration's national home. Now, what is a Commonwealth? Asked someone. I turn to my dictionary and find it thus defined: a state, a body politic, an independent community, a republic. What then is the good of shutting our eyes to the fact that this is what the Zionists are after, and that the British trusteeship is a mere screen, and the case is rendered not better but the worse if Wiseman says this sort of thing to his friends but sings a different tune in public. So when in history the whole idea was that they wanted to take over Palestine from the river to the sea, and that was where they wanted to begin. It was a commencement, okay? And now when we say from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, that this phrase has now, azamun, become a genocidal phrase. They're the ones that started this whole thing off, wanting to take over Palestine from the river to the sea. Like, literally, this was how they wanted to start off. So there was this wealthy businessman. His name was Sir Elise Kaduri. I hope I'm saying that right. Anyways, so he gave the British government control of his trust, and he specified that he wanted a school or schools to be called after him in Palestine or Mesopotamia, and it was up to whatever the British saw fit, right? So the British thought it was fit to use the funds to make a single school for all boys of the communities in Palestine, okay? Now, it says the settlers, referring to the Zionists, however, protested that this legacy left by a Jew should not also benefit non-Jews, and so Herbert Samuel decided to make two segregated agricultural schools. The Arab school was then further diminished in 1936 when some of its land was given to the Jewish National Fund, by definition making it unavailable to the Palestinians in perpetuity. After statehood, the so-called Israeli government successfully lobbied Britain for maintenance funds from Kaduri's estate, even though all non-Jews had either been ethnically cleansed or placed under martial law. Does that remind you of anything that's currently happening? Okay, and then someone else left a trust fund of $100,000 for Palestine, with special reference to playground needs. Okay, and so there was a new playground that was built, but the settlers blocked Palestinian children from the playground, and protests from that person's representatives because it violated that person's intent. Okay, and then it says the presence of Arab children, the settlers maintained, was corrupting to Jewish children. Again, does that sound familiar? Going and taking things that don't belong to you. Ethnically cleansing Palestinians, something that was built specifically for Palestinian children, and then not allowing them to use what is theirs. History repeating itself much? I've been seeing that there have been some people that have said, like, you know, educate politely, don't shame people for posting about their normal lives, you know, don't expect people to know about every strike, every this, every that, so on and so forth. When we as Palestinians, or people that are fighting for humanitarian rights, and we're seeing all these things happen on our social media, you know, we're getting the news, we are sharing that news on our stories, you know, when someone else comes from a state where they're like, you know, don't be mad if we don't know about every single thing. Like, okay, I understand, like, you're not going to know about every single thing, but also at the same time, it is very exhausting to be fighting for people's lives, and then to also have to continuously, like, educate people that don't show the initiative in wanting to get that education for themselves, you know, or people that don't show that what's happening is really affecting them, or it even matters to them. you know, and the whole idea of like, don't shame people for posting about their normal lives. I mean, no one's saying don't post a single thing about your normal life. However, if you're the type of person that is just completely ignoring a genocide that's happening, and you're posting about your pets or your food or your cats or your gaming consoles or your unboxing, you know, jewelry, or you know, whatever it is that you're doing, it's just showing a great deal of inconsideration to what's happening with other people in the world, you know? And that's not to say go ahead and stop your life and just like sit there and stare at a wall until this is all over. No, but also at the same time, it's like your constant posts of just regular life, they're just very insensitive and they're inconsiderate. And I mean, I don't care to see it. When you have resources such as social media and the internet, books, you know, you can easily get that information yourself. You know, you don't have to wait for someone to educate you and hide under this blanket of ignorance. You know, if you don't know something, or maybe if you're the type of person, for example, that doesn't know much about the situation and doesn't know if a source is credible or not, I mean, you can ask someone that does know. You know, you can reach out and do these things. It's about taking initiative and not waiting for someone else to come and educate you. You know what I mean? It's like, do your research, do your homework. There are so many pages and so many people that are talking about it, posting about it, educating you about Palestine's history. I'm one of them, and I know that some of these people that are posting about their normal lives, I see that they're seeing my stories. I see that they're watching what I'm posting, and then I also see that they're proceeding on with their lives as if nothing is happening. I mean, obviously, I'm over here on YouTube. I'm learning along with you guys. I'm teaching. I'm, you know, trying to educate. I'm trying to make a fun, cozy series about Palestine's history, what's going on, giving the latest news that I hear. So I'm also a resource. And you know, I've been talking about how ridiculous it is to me that people are still posting about their lives. I'm not gonna lie to you that, yeah, yesterday, the day before yesterday, I saw someone that I was following post Starbucks, and it was an immediate unfollow. Like, how dare you be the type of person that can see what's happening, because you're not an idiot. You see what's happening in the world, and then you're still going to proceed to not only go and support Starbucks and support these places that are contributing to this genocide, but then you're also going to post about it on your story. That's very inconsiderate. That's very, like, how do you have the heart to do that? Especially when you have so many options to just make your coffee at home, to go to other places to get coffee. You're making a choice. You're making a choice. So if you choose to be ignorant, and you choose not to seek the information, and you choose not to get educated, and you choose to continuously post as if nothing's happening, okay, well, what do you expect? Like, people are going to get upset because you are making these choices. No one's making them for you. Hello, reading update. These books are, in my opinion, very interesting in some of the things that you're learning, and just drawing the parallels between how it started to now. Man, anyways, forgive me for not posting yesterday. I am truly trying as best as I can to juggle everything, and, you know, to make it interesting, and to read, and to vlog, and to pack orders and all that stuff. I really am trying. I'm probably gonna end this video here so I can edit it, and then potentially start pre-recording for tomorrow. And yeah, so hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow and you'll have a little bit of extra news and information. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing, for watching, for commenting your supportive words. It really does encourage me and help my channel, and hopefully it'll help boost my views as well and get more people to be educated about Palestine. Bye!